Good evening and welcome, and thank you for joining us. Tonight is the Boys from the Baltic Star, and on Friday, when all three of us are together, we play Traveller. Mostly. Not always, but mostly. However, we are not all three of us together tonight. There are only two of us for this evening, and so we are going to have a go at a fighting fantasy game book. And to do this, joining me, Ben, I have my friend Ewan. How are you this evening, Ewan?
Hello, Ben. I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. I'm still feeling positive. I know it hasn't been long since we last mentioned it, but I've got a good feeling about this adventure.
That's excellent. I think I'm right in saying we've only had one go at this one, and it ended poorly.
Yes, I think you may be right on both counts.
So it feels like it's ripe for another go because I think the last time we did it was like probably well over a year ago, and I've forgotten everything about it. So we will just have to give it a shot and see what happens. So the game we're playing is Island of the Lizard King. This one is an Ian Livingstone book. And we keep saying to ourselves that Ian Livingstone is more kind than Steve
Mm,
Jackson. That's the British Steve Jackson, not the American one. Because the American one is really generous. We like him as a book setter. But despite that, we have yet to actually finish an Ian Livingstone book. So it's possible that he just lulls us into a false sense of security somehow.
yes, very, very possible.
Yeah. So yes, our first objective is to create our character stats. So, skills, stamina, and luck are the ones we need for this one. And
Perfect.
our skill is d6 plus 6.
If you'll excuse me while I roll this dice, Ben, I'm just going to reconnect because I can't appear to see anything that I'm drawing. I can see that it has shown up, but
Okay,
my screen's gone complete blank.
fair enough.
Good old roll 20.
Give it a shot. And you will be thrilled to know that I have rolled a 2.
Ah,
So, my base skill is 8.
sincere apologies.
No
I did.
problem.
Uh, I have also rolled two,
Okay,
which is
this is going
news.
brilliantly.
It is news of some sort.
Yep, this is clearly going very well. So stamina, 2d6 plus 12.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not sure I like that laugh.
That's a
Oh,
total of 15.
oh Ben. Mine is a 9 plus 12, so
Okay,
that's
okay.
the 21 seems reasonable.
That seems very fair. Yes, we like that. Okay, and luck. Okay, finally, luck is d6 plus 6. I have
Yeah.
rolled a 6. So,
Very nice.
so I at least have 12 luck. Um,
Mine was a 3,
okay. Now,
which is a number.
it is definitely a number. Now, here we have the beginnings of what we might call a slight snag, then, because we now need to reduce our stats
Yes.
by 4 points from wherever we choose, which is clearly problematic because there aren't that many points. Normally, what I do here is basically just cull my stamina down because we have provisions to get that back. But I'm a little bit
Yeah.
nervous about taking my stamina down to 11. So
Yeah.
I can't afford to lower my skill. That's got to stay at 8. I really need it higher, not lower. My
Yes,
stamina.
that is the other problem.
Okay, I'm going to reduce my stamina to 13. And my luck to 10. And given that I have provisions, we each get a potion. And we can take a potion of skill, which restores our skill points, a potion of strength, which restores our stamina, or a potion of fortune, which restores luck points and adds 1 to initial luck. I can't remember if this is a good idea, but I'm going to take a luck potion, a potion of fortune.
I'm going to go with a skill potion, I think.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about a skill of 8 dropping any lower, frankly.
We did make a mistake
Concerns me.
last time, which I can't remember what it robbed us of, but whatever it was, it bled us out fairly quickly, didn't it?
Mm.
And I think that might have been hitting our skill. Maybe.
Well, that's not going to happen this time, so it's totally fine.
You're right. You're right. There's no way that's going to happen.
No.
So,
definitely not.
I guess, without further ado, we need to begin. So, Oyster Bay is a quiet fishing village some 60 miles down the coast from the notorious Port Blacksand. Because it is at the end of a long peninsula reached only by a steep and winding path, the fishermen and their wives are left to lead a simple but content life, away from the monsters and sorcery of the hinterland. Journeying south from Fang, you decide that you could do with a few days' rest, and knowing of no more peaceful place than Oyster Bay, you urge your horse towards the coast. Besides, an old adventuring friend of yours called Mungo lives there now, and it has been years since you last saw him.
God, remember Mungo?
I do remember the name, yes. Candygram for Mungo. 2 days later, you arrive at the edge of the cliffs overlooking Oyster Bay. It is a beautiful sunny morning, and everything looks tranquil below. Nothing seems to have changed. The cluster of stone cottages nestles between the foot of the cliffs and the jetty, where a dozen fishing boats lie at anchor. You jump off your horse and walk it down the winding path to the village. The first people you see are a group of crying women. As you approach them, several men step out of a cottage and run towards you. One of the 4 is your old friend Mungo. His weather-beaten face is full of anger. He looks surprised to see you, but wastes no time with words of welcome. He recounts the sad events that have befallen the village. Having no gold or material wealth, the people of Oyster Bay thought themselves safe from raiders attacking their village. But several weeks ago, while most of the men were out at sea, the lizard men of Fire Island landed their boats in Oyster Bay and kidnapped several young men. Mungo believes that they are now enslaved on Fire Island and working in chain gangs in the gold mines. Since the kidnapping, 2 men were left to guard the village while the rest went out to fish. And despite this, the lizard men attacked again this very morning, overpowering the guards and taking away more young men. Mungo tells you that he's about to set sail for Fire Island alone, because the other fishermen are too scared to set foot on the island. He stares at you in silence until you smile and say that you will aid him in his quest. He slaps you on the back and shakes your hand in gratitude. For the moment, the poor fishing folk forget their grief and crowd around you, eager to thank you. Mungo then invites you to dine with him and rest a while, as the voyage to Fire Island will take several hours. Over a delicious feast of boiled lobster and salad, you discuss your plans. Actually, boiled lobster and salad does sound good.
It does. I was worried for a minute. I was about to say, well, actually, Mungo, we came here for a little bit of rest. It's been a long week. We've died several times.
How about, we'll stay here.
We were in space, would you believe it, for a little while. And
We
died
were,
there as well.
yeah. It was awkward. Mungo tells you that...
Please.
Mungo tells you that he does not think that humans live on Fire Island any longer, but his knowledge is fairly limited. These are just rumours that pass between fishermen from other coastal villages. However, it is known that Fire Island used to be a prison colony, guarded by a tribe of paid lizard men. This was a rather futile attempt by Prince Olaf to rid his land of undesirable characters. The good prince soon learned that it would have been simpler to put his lawful citizens on Fire Island and leave the evildoers on the mainland. There were just too many of them. He gave up his attempt and abandoned the prison colony. When the lizard men received no pay, they took their vengeance out on the prisoners, and the island became a place of terror, ruled by a lizard man prison guard who proclaimed himself king. The prisoners were forced to dig mines in the hope of finding gold for the Lizard King. They were underfed and ill-treated, and many died. That is presumably why the Lizard King is sending out his men to find new slaves. It is known that in order to assert his authority, the Lizard King began practicing voodoo and black magic. He also started genetic experiments in an attempt to breed an invincible race of lizard men. Most of the experiments went wrong. Grotesque mutants were created, and some of the harmful potions found their way into the water drains with terrible consequences. The local flora and fauna were affected, with the result that man-eating plants developed and giant beasts evolved. A few of the prisoners managed to escape the island on rafts and were picked up by fishermen. But what has happened in the last few years, nobody knows. Fire Island had almost been forgotten until the recent raids. Success in your quest to assassinate the Lizard King and rescue the kidnapped victims is doubtful, but you must try. You stand up and walk down to the jetty with Mungo, stepping aboard his small fishing boat. In the sight of cheering villagers, you untie the boat and push out to sea, wondering if you will ever return. Okay. So, paragraph 1. Mungo's years with the fishermen of Oyster Bay have made him a skillful boatsman. He swiftly hoists the sail of the small boat and sets a course due west across the silvery blue sea. The land soon recedes into the distance, and you sit back on the deck, relaxing in the afternoon sunshine. From the stern you hear merry whistling, the creak of the rudder, and Mungo occasionally calling out to a seabird passing overhead. You think about the good times you used to have with Mungo, his constant, cheerful nature and willingness to help people in need. You find it difficult to believe that so much evil exists in the land where there live the likes of Mungo. As the hours drift by, you talk and laugh, trying to ignore the dangers ahead. Mungo is always one to tell a tale, and he is now telling you about his father and how he used to work in a travelling circus. He was a big man, big as a mountain, laughs Mungo, and he would do just about anything for a paying crowd. Wrestle trolls, have elephants stand on him, and even let a killer bee sting him. He was a tough old customer, but he finally met his match in the north. The circus was in Fang as one of the attractions during the festivities surrounding the Trial of Champions, and my father decided on a whim to enter. He walked into Deathtrap Dungeon and, alas, was never seen again. He was really too old for such an ordeal, although there was no telling him that, but at least he tried. So did we, and he may have done at least as well as we did. Just as Mungo is about to tell you his next tale, he jumps up and shouts, "Land ahoy!" at the top of his voice, as though he were yelling the news to the crew of a galleon. You look to where he is pointing and see Fire Island in the distance. The island sits on the sea like a green cushion, with jagged mountain protruding from it. Smoke gently curls up from its top, a volcano's fuming anger waiting to explode. Mungo steers the boat towards a small inlet at the eastern tip of the island, hoping that it will remain concealed between the high rocks. You both put on your backpacks and clamber out of the boat to begin your quest to find the Lizard King. So, do we wish to scramble around the rocks to the beach in the cove, or clamber over the rocks to the other side of the inlet to the beach in the cove to the right? So, we can go left around the rocks or right over the rocks. It feels like we have insufficient information to make this choice.
Yeah, it does. It does. we're in a cove. There's an inlet. We
Yeah.
can go.
We've sort of parked up between some rocks, hoping to hide the
Yeah.
boat. And apparently we can go around the rocks to the rest of the beach. Or we can clamber over some rocks to the other side of the inlet, so presumably to a different beach in the cove on the right.
Yeah, I'm unsure. If I'm totally honest, Ben, feels like there's a lot that we don't
There
know.
could be a lot riding on this.
Yeah, precisely.
Well, how about this? The only thing I can think of is if we climb over the rocks, we might be visible from further away if someone's watching. But
That
if we
is
go
true.
around them and stay between them, so to speak, we might be harder to spot.
Yeah, I agree. That makes total sense.
I have no idea if that's the right call, but let's give it a shot, okay?
Yeah.
So we will turn to 24. It does not take you long to reach the beach, which is small and covered with golden sand. A few rocks jut into the sea, and at the far end of the beach you see a tiny hut made of white stone. The roof has collapsed and the hut looks deserted. There are some long tracks in the sand crisscrossing the beach. We can walk across the beach to the hut, or climb back to the inlet and over to the beach in the other cove. Long tracks. So if we head for the hut, we might encounter long tracks. Or to be fair, any beach might have long tracks on it for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a really small person dragging something.
It could easily be somebody dragging something up to the hut, couldn't it?
Yeah, as a small person who's been to a beach, I've dragged many a things and left many a long tracks. It doesn't mean that I've presented anyone with any danger.
So, shall we go and have a look at the hut?
I don't. All I'm thinking is that presumably the hut has a door.
Huts have doors. You're right. I think it's completely out of our hands. We have to find a door in a hut.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's out of our hands, but I feel as though we should probably look for the door.
It is a non-natural door. This is clearly the way to go. So we will walk across the beach to the hut. We turn to 211. You're about halfway across the beach when suddenly a large mound of sand by the sea's edge starts to rise into the air. Then you see 6 large spiny legs and a pair of pincers, and as the sand slides off its huge shell, your eyes widen at the daunting sight of the giant crab before you. It scuttles across the sand, picking up Mungo with one of its pincers. Not Mungo!
Oh!
Mungo cries out in pain, unable to free himself from the vice-like grip. Do we want to help Mungo, or rather run to the stone hut? I mean, obviously the stone hut has a door, but I don't think we would be able to look ourselves in the face if we didn't help Mungo.
No, I fear also that Mungo may have a door when the giant creature is done with him if we don't intervene.
Yeah.
Let's help our friend. It feels like the heroic
Let's help
thing to
Mungo.
do.
Okay. So to help Mungo, we turn to 182.
Wonderful. Sorry, Ben, you completely turned me around. Are we on the right side of the?
On the left side.
No, left side. Thank you. I thought that's. That
Okay.
Was the case.
You run at the giant crab with your sword drawn. It drops Mungo into the sand in order to attack you with both pincers. Okay. We don't know if Mungo will be able to help us or if he's mortally wounded for that matter. But we have to fight a giant crab. So, would you like the good news or the bad news?
There's good news.
Its stamina is only 11, and there are two of us.
That is good news.
Yeah. The bad news is that its skill is 10.
Ooh.
This is a non-trivial monster. And my skill is 8. So, are you ready?
I am indeed.
So, we each launch our attack, 2d6 plus our skill.
No.
I've rolled an 8 for a total of 16.
I echoed your 3 from the stamina for a total of 11.
Okay, 16 and an 11.
This is going wonderfully.
And the crab has rolled a 7 for a total of 17. So it becomes critically important. Do you prefer odds or evens? It's usually odds you go for, isn't it?
I do, yes, it is indeed.
Okay, that is a 3. So I'm afraid it takes 2 off you.
Okie dokie.
I think you have more stamina than me, though, so that seems safer.
Yeah, it seems okay, doesn't it?
Okay, round 2.
All things considered. Let's go.
I have rolled a 4 for a total of 12.
I've rolled a 10 for a total of 18. Which
18 is good.
better.
It's rolled a 9 for a total of 19.
I don't want to die to a crab, Ben.
Dying of crabs sounds awful.
There are certain people on our Discord that we wouldn't be able to tell that to.
The good news for you is it's a 6, so it takes my stamina down too. Okay. Right. We still haven't landed a hit on it. Let's try and fix that.
Round 3?
Round 3. I've rolled a 7 for a total of 15.
Mine's a 9 for a 17, please.
Okay, a 15 and a 17. It has rolled a 9 for a total of 19.
It's rolling well. I
and
don't feel as though...
a 4. So it's another 2 from me.
Oh, no.
I
don't feel as though we've done badly.
My stamina
well.
is now single digits.
Oh.
Okay, next attack. I've rolled a 7 for a total of 15.
Shortest game yet. Mine is a 9 for a 17, please.
Okay. 15 and a 17. Oh, God. It's rolled a 9 for a total of 19.
Ooh.
And a 4, so it's hit me.
This is no.
Not good.
That's not what we want.
This is not good. I'm down to 7.
And we can't take potions in combat.
We can't, no.
We certainly can't provisions.
No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, I've rolled a 12, so that's a total of 20, yeah.
That is good. Mine is not as good. It's an 8 for a 16.
Okay, a 20 and a 16. It's rolled an 11.
This crap.
For a total of 21.
Wow. It's all that lobster we ate last night.
Yes.
Exacting some kind
It's
of
angry about the
revenge
lobster. That's a 5, so it comes from you, I'm afraid.
That's okay. It's a 14.
Okay. And I have rolled a mighty 3 for a total of 11.
Wow, I'm going to just say that this is over and done with this round because I rolled a 2 for a total of 10.
It's rolled a 9 for a total of 19.
That sounds about right.
And that's a 4, which comes off me again.
No. It's way too early.
This is way too early. Oh, IMT, thank you for joining us at this awful moment where we're about to get thermidored by a crab.
We are first fight in, aren't we?
Yes, almost first action in, actually.
Second decision, maybe. Yeah, possibly.
Yep. We are doing. I mean, we always do badly at fighting fantasy books. This is not a new thing, but this is
Yeah,
humiliatingly bad at
this
this
is the new level.
point.
Yeah, we're about to die.
We haven't actually landed a
What did
hit
you
on this
say of
crab
crab?
yet. Okay, so um, I rolled a
Next
6
round.
for a total of 14.
Mine's a 5. It's a total of 13. Please, Ben.
Okay,
This could be it. It's very soon.
it's rolled an
I hope
11
your
for a
stream.
total of 21.
Oh, lovely. I hope your stream went way better than ours, IMT.
It's a 3. I'm afraid that comes off you.
That's alright. Take me down to a 12.
It's not great.
stamina. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it's. I feel as though I'm doing better than you are at this stage.
I've rolled an 8 for a 16.
No, it's going in the right direction. Mine is a 10 for an 18, please, Ben.
Okay. And it's rolled an 8 for an 18. So
Ooh,
it's critical
ooh.
that it goes for you.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
And it has with a 1. Great. So no harm done that round.
I like it. That is what we want.
Okay, I've rolled a 7 for a 15.
Mine is a 9 for a 17, please, Ben.
And it has rolled a 2 for a 12.
Ooh.
So it has finally taken 2 hits. Its stamina has dropped to 7. Still got more than me.
That is good news. I mean, not that it's got more than you, but it's good news.
And I've rolled an 11 for a total of 19.
Oh, that is good news. I, however, have rolled a 2 for a grand total of 10.
Okay, and it's rolled a 5 for a total of 15. So that's cost it 2 points, and it matters which of us it's gone for.
Yeah, for sure.
Thankfully, this time it's gone for me, and I beat it. So that's another 2 down on it. It is now down to 5 stamina. It's now tied with me on stamina.
Nice.
Finally, we're hitting it.
Things are looking up.
I've rolled a 4. Total of 12.
Things are not looking up. I've rolled a 6 for a 14, please.
And it's rolled a 6 for a total of 16.
Yeah.
It rolled a 3, so it went for you, I'm afraid.
Not a problem.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it is. But
This is a very angry crab. I've rolled a 5. A total of 13.
Mine's an 8 for 16.
Okay.
Feels middling.
And it's rolled a 9 for 19.
Yeah, that feels about
And
right.
a 3. It's gone for you again. I'm sorry.
No, don't.
What are you down to?
I'm now on an 8. Grand total of 8.
Okay, we need to get a bit lucky here to finish this
How's
thing
the
off.
crab doing?
5.
Okay.
Okay, I've rolled a 9 for a total of 17.
I too have rolled a 9 for a total of 17.
Okay.
Could work out well, assuming it rolls less.
It has.
However,
that's a 4 for a total of 14. It is down to 1 stamina. I am going to roll a luck.
Oh,
to boost the hit.
I like it. It's a bold move this early on.
It is, but I have a potion of fortune with me, remember?
That is also true.
So I've rolled a 6. My current luck is 10. It was by far my best stat. I shall reduce my luck to 9, and the crab is done.
Oh, good call, Ben. That was grueling, to say the least.
Yeah, that was a close run thing, as I believe the Duke of Wellington once remarked.
yeah, something like that. I'm not sure whether we fared better or worse, but
Well,
I mean, we're alive.
I mean, we won. Winning
Yeah,
is good.
yeah, definitely.
So the crab is done. Okay, now we have to turn to another paragraph now, but I'm going to have a provision immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take two actually, Ben, to go
Okay,
up by 8 because
that will get me up to 9. In fact, I'll do the same. Hang on a minute. That gets me up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to do the same, even though technically I don't get the full benefit of them. At least gets me back to full. My mighty 13. Sorry, my. Oh yes, it does. It gets me back to 13 all the way. That's perfect.
nice.
That's lovely.
Mine's not quite all the way, but it is reasonably close.
So, basically, that cost a luck point and 2 provisions each.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're there. That's fine. We
No,
can
but
live with that.
hopefully we've saved Mungo.
Let's find out. We have won, so we turn to 366. Kneeling down beside the crushed body of Mungo. That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
You gently lift his head in your arms. His eyes open a little and he manages half a smile despite his agony. In a whisper, he says, "Well, old friend, it's the end of the road for me. A lot of use I've been. Make sure you get the Lizard King for me, won't you?" Then his eyes close and he slumps down dead. You bury him on the beach near the cliff, marking the grave with his sword skewered into the sand. More determined than ever, you set off on your quest and walk to the stone hut. We really buried him in the crab-infested beach. I feel at this point we're just feeding the giant monsters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Anyway, we turn to 198 and we'll see what happens. On 198... The abandoned hut is littered with broken furniture, smashed pottery, and a few bits of torn clothing. You kick away a dirty rug and see the handle of a trapdoor in the floorboards. You wish to lift the trapdoor or leave the hut? Well, it's clearly a door, isn't it?
I mean, it's right there in the name.
It is.
If I'm honest.
Yeah, it's clearly a door. I think we have to lift the trapdoor. It's not natural. You know, this is not a natural trapdoor. It's got a handle. So, yeah, let's try that. We will lift the trapdoor. We'll turn to 267. This can only end brilliantly. You pull on the handle and lift up the trapdoor. In a small compartment you see a wooden box which you lift out and place on the floor. The lid is covered with candle wax. Do we wish to open the box or leave the hut? Boxes have kind of doors.
Yeah. I mean, the opening implies that there is something there, door-like.
And, you know, it's been abandoned in a hut. It's unlikely it contains, you know, something living, for example.
It's clearly not Pandora's box either, because to leave that lying around in a hut would be careless.
That would be reckless, frankly, yes. Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Okay, let's open the box and see what happens at 354. 354. The lid lifts up easily, and inside you find a corked earthenware jug and a note which reads, "Many years ago I came to Fire Island for peace and solitude, but since the lizard men have dwelt here, such an existence is no longer possible. I have now returned to the mainland. Many of the plants and bushes here are poisonous. A scratch can kill you. Drink my potion from this jug, and you will come to no harm. I wish you well for whatever reason you are here. Farewell, Baskin." If you wish to drink the liquid in the jug, turn to 238. And if you'd rather leave the hut immediately, turn to 152. I mean, if it's a trap, it's a good one. You know, hiding it in a box under a trapdoor in an abandoned hut at the back of a deserted beach that has killer crabs in it.
Yeah, it reeks. It would be somewhat Machiavellian, I feel, just to abandon it and leave it there and to never
Yeah.
look back.
This is kind of like having your local authority plan locked in a filing cabinet in a disused lavatory in the basement of a building with no stairs or lights and with a sign on the door saying "Beware of the leopard."
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So
although I do feel as though we're missing some information. Do we need to drink it beforehand? Do we drink it? Is it an antidote? Do we drink it after?
Well, what it seems to say is if you drink it, you will then henceforth get the benefit.
Well, in that case,
I mean, let's drink it.
Drink away.
Let's drink. Yep, let's go for that. That's 238. We turn to. It could be an awful choice, but we'll try it. The liquid tastes of aniseed and is milky in colour. You gulp it down but feel no effects and can only presume that it will protect you on the journey ahead. You put down the jug and leave the hut. Okay, so we have drunk the aniseed milky potion. Okay.
I like it.
All right, so hopefully that will be a thing. We put down the jug and leave the hut. Turn to 152. This is where it says, there's another crab out here.
Yes, that would be a bad day.
Behind the hut, you see a narrow goat track leading up the side of the cliff. You wend your way up it and are quite exhausted by the time you reach the top. You take a swig of water from your flask and realise that water shortage could be a problem for you on this island. Looking west, you see the daunting sight of the sleeping volcano standing above the trees, but no sign of life, although you can certainly hear it, a cacophony of bird and insect noise. With the light quickly fading, you decide to camp for the night behind some rocks. You do not sleep very well and are awake at first light, eager to set off. You decide to head directly west into the trees. Turn to 391.
I feel as though my mapping may have gone too grand. We're heading west into trees. That's all I've got. Yeah.
We shall see. I mean, you never know. We can always, fudge the actual angle.
Yeah. It's more. It's less literal than perhaps I think it is.
The undergrowth between the trees is dense. Plants with long or broad leaves, some with spiny tips. Vines, creepers, fungi, roots and flowers of all sizes, shapes and colours, fighting for light and space in the humid jungle thicket. You have to use your sword to cut your way through it, and it's a long and slow business. If you wish to sit down and rest at the base of a great tree, turn to 53. If you'd rather continue hacking your way west, turn to 81. It may just be me, but doesn't, sit down at this particular great tree seem like a bit of an obvious invitation to be suddenly stabbed?
It kind of does. I mean, the good news is that we're immune against any kind of poisonous plantation that may want to kill us, according to somebody who left a while ago.
Yep. And maybe the tree is important in some way, that there's information inscribed on it or something that we'll only notice if we rest here.
But also, it does feel like a trap.
Yeah, it's pretty clearly a trap. But as you say, we have perhaps avoided the trap by being toxin protected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want to give it a go?
Let's sit down at the base of a great tree. I mean,
That's what I like.
if you think of it like a logical door, this is kind of like a room off to the side that we can take a look at, isn't it?
Plus, it's a tree, so it's a door waiting to be made.
Possibly, yes. It's proto door. It is. It's what. It's when it grows up, it'll be a series of doors and hatches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We will try it. We'll turn to 53 at the base of the great tree. A sweet smell floats down from the upper foliage of the tree, which makes you feel relaxed and drowsy. As your eyelids droop, you do not see a thick vine lower itself down from the branches above. It silently wraps itself around your neck and starts to squeeze. You awaken, choking, and try to grasp your sword, which is lying by your feet. Test your luck. Okay. So we have to test our luck and then find out if we're lucky. So one of us needs to do that.
Got a potion. Yeah, no, that's fair. We haven't done one yet, have we? Other than your elected.
That's right. So I have a luck of 9 at the moment.
Yours is better than mine. Mine's 8.
So how about I take this one? We'll hope it's a good roll. Because this could easily be you're unlucky, you were killed.
It could be. It feels like it could be.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Okay, it's quite close. That's an 8. So I have to drop my luck to 8, but we are lucky. So hang on a second. We are lucky, so we turn to 2, 5, 6. You stretch out and your fingertips just manage to reach your sword. By now you cannot breathe and your face is crimson with the veins bulging in your neck. You desperately hack at the vine until you cut through it and roll away out of its lethal range. You cough and rub your neck and watch the hideous vine drip purple sap. Although you are lucky to have escaped the clutches of the carnivorous tree, you've not escaped injury. Lose 1 skill point and 2 stamina points. Oh, that's not good.
That is not good.
Okay.
It's that skill point that hurts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead, if I can here, Ben, and take another provision.
I'm going to do the same because I've still got 8 left, and even though I'm not really using it to its fullest, I've only got 13 at max. I don't want to, accidentally.
Yeah. Accidentally die.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Although still weary, you decide that it's better to keep on the move. Turn to 81. As you push your way slowly through the undergrowth, the hairs on the back of your neck start to prickle, and you feel that you're being watched. You stand back, sword ready, watching the leaves for any sign of movement. Then 3 dark-skinned men step into view, each wearing only a crude loincloth. They are armed with stone clubs and long spears, but you're more alarmed to see that each wears a belt of shrunken human heads. That is quite alarming, yes. The headhunters start to argue about who should kill you and earn the right to wear your head on his belt. Finally, one steps forward. Now, it says fight them one at a time, but obviously we always handle this as, as a melee when we take one each to begin with.
Yeah.
So, would you like the first or the second headhunter?
I'll go ahead and take the first, if I may, please,
Okay.
Ben. It is an odd
The
number.
first headhunter has
Seems-
skill 6, stamina 6. These guys aren't that dangerous.
They're no giant crab.
They are no giant crab, no. Okay, so I will launch an attack against the second headhunter. And I have rolled a 7. Plus 7 is 14.
Mine is a mighty 5 plus 7 for 12.
Okay. And my headhunter has rolled an 11. Plus 7 is 18, so I immediately take 2 more stamina damage.
Oh, yeah, and mine has rolled an 11 as well, plus 6 for 17. So I do the same.
Okay.
Things are. It's been a rough start.
It's been a tough start, this, yeah. Right, but I have rolled a 12 for a total of 19.
Oh, that is very good. I like it. 12s are good. Mine is an 8 for a 15 total.
Okay. And my opponent has rolled a mere 5, so he has lost 2 of his stamina. He is down to 4.
I like it. My opponent, however, that's okay, has rolled an 8 for a 14 total and is down to 4 as well.
Fantastic.
Good news.
I have rolled an 8 for a total of 15.
Wonderful. Mine is a 9 for a 16 total.
Okay. And he has rolled an 8, so no hit either way.
And mine has rolled a 7 for a 13, so that goes
Okay.
down to 2, which I like.
I have rolled a 2 for a total of 9.
Oh. Mine is a 6 for a 13.
Okay. My opponent, as if to rub it in, has rolled a 9 on the dice before he actually adds his skill.
Oh dear.
So I am back down to single figures again.
And mine has rolled a 5 for an 11, which means they are no longer living.
Excellent. Then you can take on the third headhunter if you like.
Nice. Well, no, I'm okay actually. I think I'll just go on then.
Because I'm far from finished with my second headhunter.
Yeah.
The third headhunter has skill 6, stamina 7.
6 and 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm still wailing away on the second headhunter. I've rolled another 2. That's back-to-back 2s.
That is not good. Mine is a 6 for a 13 total once more.
And that's a 9 for a 16 for my opponent. Okay.
And mine has rolled an 8 for a 14, so that's 2 off me.
Okay. This is just not... We are not doing well in this fighting thing this time.
No, I don't think it helped our initial stamina rolls, but I'm not going to blame it on that. The rolls have also been pretty brutal.
It's just the way they go.
Yeah.
That's a 6 for me, for a total of 15.
Mine is a 7 for a total of 14.
My opponent's done a 7, which is a total of... I misadded, didn't I? 6, 14. It was 6 is 13. This is a 7 is 14, so I take another 2 hit. Because my skill is only 7.
Yes. Yeah. My opponent has rolled an 11 for an 18, which will take 2 off of me.
I have rolled another 6 for a total of 13.
And mine's a 5 for a mighty 12.
Okay. And I'm afraid my guy rolled a 10 for a total of 17. My stats are now lower than his stats.
Oh no.
I mean, not
That's
by
never
much, but they are actually lower.
It's not a good place to be.
It isn't. Okay.
Luckily, mine rolled a 3 for a total of 9. So I shall take them down to the first 2 in my.
Okay,
species.
so I have rolled a 7 for a total of 14.
My first 12 of the nights.
My opponent has rolled a
19.
4, which is a total of 11, which means he's down to 2 stamina.
That is good. I like it.
It's better, yeah.
And my opponent has rolled an 11, which is fine for a 17. Luckily.
Okay.
They go down 2 more.
Brilliant. Okay. I've rolled an 8 for a total of 15.
Mine is a 5 for a total of 12.
Okay. My opponent's
Once
rolled a
again.
7 for a total of 14, which is enough to kill him.
Nice. And my opponent rolls a 7, which gives them a 13, which is 1 more. So I go down to 10 stamina.
Okay. Then, how much stamina has he got left?
3 left.
Okay.
6 and 3.
Then let's both attack him and see if we can finish him off.
Don't put yourself out if you're in danger, Ben.
No, well, we're in combat, so I can't take a provision or anything, so we're just going to have to try it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll both attack.
Yeah.
And I have rolled a 10 for a total of 17.
Ooh, that is good. And mine is a 7 for 14.
Okay, so how does he roll?
And he was a 5 for a total of 11. So that is them dealt with.
That is fantastic. Right, now I am immediately going to shotgun 3 provisions.
Oh, we are going through provisions. I'm going to take 2 as well.
I have 4 provisions left.
Yeah, I have 5. It must be said, but I am at full health. Got that going for us.
Yep, full health, a mighty 13. Unfortunately, the 7 skill is going to bite us, I think, but there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I could take my skill potion, but 1 skill doesn't. It's just not quite enough.
It might not be worth it. Yeah. 3 would definitely be worth it. 2 is probably.
Yeah.
Okay, but we have 1, so we get to turn to 177.
That is good news.
Okay, the headhunters have no items of equipment on them, but they have a hide bag containing bananas and coconuts. You save your own provisions and eat the headhunter's food for a stamina point. A stamina point was not going to cut it. But it might be worth you having a... I don't know if you had a fractional one.
No, I regained to my maximum, but thanks.
So did I, and I used more than... I did have a bit left over, but I'd have to be below maximum, if you know what I mean. If I swapped out the one of the provisions for that point, I wouldn't be full on.
Yeah, we'll just call it a nice little treat, opposed to the provisions that I assume are basically hardtack.
Yeah, probably.
Bananas seems like a nice alternative, varied diet.
And
Nice
hello,
little treat.
Luke. Lovely to see you in chat.
Ah, hello, hello, hello. He comes in time as we're struggling. It's been a challenge, should we
Yeah,
say, Ben?
it's been a bit
Been
of an
some drawn-out
emotional roller
battles.
coaster so far. We've lost Mungo.
Yeah, we almost got the crabs.
We very nearly died of crabs.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So, you wonder if their village is nearby and decide to climb a tree to get a better view. Hopefully, not the bad tree.
Yeah, hopefully.
From the top, you see smoke rising not far away in the southwest, perhaps from a village. Directly west, you see the trees gradually thin out, and away in the far northwest, you can see the daunting shape of the volcano. You climb down from the tree and plan which way to head. Keep going west. We turn to one paragraph. Or if we wish to go northwest to circumvent the smoke, we turn to a different one. So, are we going to the smoke? And good evening, Sparrow. Lovely to have you with us. Hope you're all well.
Hello, hello, hello. We do indeed. Well, sorry.
So we can essentially head towards the smoke, or go northwest to go around the smoke. What do you fancy?
Don't know. Smoke could mean provisions, however, we are provisioned out. It almost certainly means some kind of sentient life.
Yeah, it
At some
probably
point.
does. I don't really know what to suggest. We could, avoid the smoke, but the question, I suppose, is the smoke a door? Because it's not natural.
No, well, I mean, smoke in and of itself, you could walk through.
Yes, you could.
Does that make it a door?
Things you can walk through.
I feel like we touched the really hard hitting philosophical questions here on the Boys
Yes,
from the Baltic Star when Luke's not with us.
I think we do. I think we're pushing the envelope here.
Is smoke a door?
Is the definition of things you can walk through, does that make them doors? Sparrow says he's hearing that smoke is a door.
Oh, well, in that case, we have no choice.
We have no choice. There we go. We will head towards the smoke. Turn to 229. That
Proceed
sounds
to
like a
the
good
door.
number. I'm sure 229 will be excellent. Okay. As you hack your way through the thick undergrowth, you hear the distant sound of drums coming from where you saw the smoke rising. We can head southwest towards it, or keep heading west. Now this poses a dilemma, because this feels a little bit like an "Are you sure?"
It does. I will admit, feel somewhat. Are you sure?
However, the direction we're actually going apparently now isn't directly into the smoke, so maybe it's "Are you sure you want to keep going west?" or
That's true. Are you sure you want to miss out on this super cool, awesome thing that we're about to give you?
it could be. I mean, logic says the drums and the smoke probably aren't the lizard men, right? Because they run the mines and probably live in the volcano, narratively.
Yeah, yeah.
Which means this could be allies, potentially.
Mm.
Or it could be headhunters who will want to kill us.
Yeah, could be more giant crabs. having a barbecue.
If there comes a point where there are giant crabs that have cunningly arranged to actually preheat the fire and the cooking utensils for us so that we can have a feast of giant crab.
Well, I mean, that feels like no bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did have lobster last night, so.
We did have lobster, yes. The logic, Sparrow, is this. This is supposedly an island infested with lizard men, but the last group we encountered were human headhunters. But the lizard men are out looking for slaves to work in their mines, which means that theoretically, these guys, even if they're a bit angry, aren't allies to the lizard men because they must defend themselves against them. Because otherwise the lizard men would have used them either as voluntary labour in the mines or enslaved them if they were enemies. So in theory, we should be about to encounter a human village. We're just debating over whether it's friendly. But as I say, that's theory. Because lizard men take humans and work them as slaves in their mines, basically.
Yeah, pretty much what Ben said.
But I don't really follow. I don't know if it's a good idea to walk into a potential village full of people when it took us quite a lot of effort killing just 3 of them. Also, since we've just killed 3 of them, it may be, when we turn up, they're going to say, wait, what happened to Bob? He was heading out in that direction. And Dave and Simon, where are they?
They're friends and family.
Yeah, and we might have to say, didn't see anyone.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so Sparrow suggests, okay, but does the mission involve them? Doesn't think we should go to the village.
Oh.
It's a fair point in the sense that, as far as we're aware, there is no mission involving the people. The only question is whether or not we could gain some help or allies or aid there of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sparrow is leaning towards, ignore that, keep pressing west.
Yeah, and I'm
because as far as we know, it isn't the lizard men. So we're looking for the mines to liberate the slaves, basically.
Yeah. That is true. So this is just a distraction.
Yes. I mean, that is how we usually do these things, but I'm not convinced Smokes is a door, to be honest. So
it's a very it's a stretch.
Yeah. So how about we head west, because that means we avoid a headhunter village perhaps, and we don't fall for the keep going when there's an are you sure, as Sparrow's just pointed out. And it's a side quest anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we will keep heading west, for good or ill, and we turn to 113. Slowly you hack your way through the dense jungle, not really certain of the direction in which you're heading. Later you catch a brief glimpse of the sun through the trees, enough to orient yourself, and turn to head west. Turn to 7. Pressing on further west, you notice that the ground is becoming wetter and softer. Soon you are ankle deep in water. The trees thin out and you find yourself wading through thick black mire. The marshland stretches out in front of you as far as you can see. Suddenly, you hear the sound of squelching behind you, and you are surprised to see a strange creature run past you. It's small with green reptilian scales. Its arms are long and hang down to the ground, and it moves rapidly over the marsh on its webbed feet. It pays you no attention. We can call out to the creature, or keep trudging west.
Ooh.
I mean, we could always call out to it.
Yeah, both interesting options.
It doesn't
So I
seem
feel as
like,
though
that's not necessarily a death knell kind of thing to do, is it?
no, I mean it didn't come after us. Presumably, it saw us as well.
A mud kangaroo, says Sparrow. Yes, that's what it is. It's a mud kangaroo. Okay, we will
Is that a
call out
thing?
to the creature and see what. This is 317 we're going to turn to. We will call out to the creature and just see what happens. 317, hope for the best.
I like it.
Okay. The creature halts suddenly and looks over its shoulder to stare at you in bewilderment. Its wide mouth opens and a pink forked tongue darts out and recoils just as quickly. Its big eyes look full of sorrow. But then you realise that the creature is a cunning marsh hopper. Despite their pathetic appearance, marsh hoppers will often lead unwary victims into the lairs of carnivorous marsh beasts for the price of a few scraps of meat. However, no creature knows how to cross treacherous marshlands better than a marsh hopper. The marsh hopper beckons you with its head to follow it across the marsh, and we can follow it or continue west alone. So essentially we've got a trust choice here, haven't we? Is the marsh hopper
Yeah.
going to betray us by leading us into the realm of some horrible monster? Or is it going to lead us safely to the other side of the marsh?
Both good options, questions,
Yeah.
things I'm unsure of.
I just don't know. I don't really have any way of judging this. All we know about them is they can be cunning, which is obviously a thing. But
Yeah.
if what it says is, marsh hoppers will often lead people into the lairs of carnivorous beasts, but it also knows how to cross the marshland. So I don't know.
I mean, there's always the option that we could end up crossing and finding ourselves in the lair of a carnivorous beast anyway.
True.
Were we struggling beforehand? I'm not sure. I guess it's how much of a risk would you like to take for
The
the
problem
reward
is I
of.
don't really know which is riskier because I don't know how dangerous they've written the marsh.
That's true. That's
It
true.
may be that if we ignore the marsh hopper and press on alone, we immediately fall into quicksand or something. Because I'm nervous about following the marsh hopper for obvious reasons, but I don't know what the threat level is of not following the marsh hopper.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, we don't know what it is of following the marsh hopper. How big is the marsh hopper?
Well, there is a picture of a marsh hopper.
How big are the carnivorous things which it leads us to?
A
Is it
marsh
like
hopper looks kind of like that.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not tiny, but it's
Mm.
think Gollum sized.
Yes, which implies that the thing that it may or may not be serving would be larger.
Larger or have sharper teeth or poison or.
Certainly, yeah. Certainly not a trifle, I suppose.
Yeah.
Would be my assumption.
Oh, it's a tough one to know the answer to. Do you have a preference?
My initial instincts would be to say no, but my fear of missing out beckons me to follow.
My instincts say ignore it and press on.
which is what the sensible person in me is saying.
It's the sort of, it's not necessarily the right choice, but it feels less immediately risky, because if we blunder on randomly, we might encounter something dangerous. But given that it's a big marsh and it's got to have lots of different sizes of thing in it, the chances are we won't blunder across the nastiest thing in the whole marsh.
Mm.
Whereas if we follow the marsh hopper and it does betray us, it's definitely going to lead us to the nastiest thing it can find.
It's the known risk with known potential reward versus the complete unknown.
Yeah.
And
So I'm tempted to say, therefore, ignore the marsh hopper, press on our own recognizance, and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, then let's give it a shot. We will continue west alone. I mean, there are two of us, but still alone. Turn to 158.
As alone as a party of two can be.
Exactly, yeah. 158. This might just say, you die. The ground under your feet becomes softer and softer until with each step you're sinking into black mire up to your knees. It's very tiring to keep going, and you begin to worry. The whole landscape is water covered, with only the occasional clump of reeds breaking the surface. Still, you press on resolutely until brought up short by the sight of a flaying tentacle arm unfolding out of the black water in front of you. Another arm reaches out before a hideous octopus-like beast with dark green lumpy skin rises slowly into the air on its 6 arms. It is the loathsome slime sucker, and you must fight it. If you have a spear, turn to 394. We do not.
We do not.
It's possible that you had to visit the village or go a different way at the beach or something, but whatever, we do not have a spear. If you do not have a spear, you must fight it with your sword. Okay, so before we get to the numbers, which are not good...
Oh, that's brilliant. I like creatures that do not have good numbers.
Yep. During each attack round, you must reduce your attack strength by 2 because of your tiredness and lack of mobility. So my attack strength is effectively, what that means is that my skill is temporarily 5.
And I assume it's too late to take my potion.
Yes, I think it probably is. We are in combat now, aren't we?
I think we're pretty much there, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. Well.
So I'm afraid you will also... I don't know what your current skill is.
Mine was 7, so it is also 5 now.
Okay. So the slime sucker's stats. It has stamina 9, which is less than mine.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But unfortunately, it has skill 10. And we have skill 5 each.
Yes.
So. Okay.
Shall we?
We're just going to have to see how it goes. Right. I will launch my futile attack.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm doing the best with what I can.
To be fair, I've rolled a 12, so that's a total of 17.
Oh, Ben, that's beautiful. It makes up for my 2, which is a total of 7.
Okay.
Which I assume the creature is going to beat. with its
skill of 10 plus 2d6. Yeah, I think it'll beat that.
Should it roll 0?
It's rolled a 5, so that's a total of 15, which means I've landed a hit on it. It's down to stamina 7. And
that's good news.
It rolled a 6. It went for me. So it is already down to 7. I'm going to burn a luck point, perhaps.
To try and get it on evens
Yep.
early on.
I've rolled a 5. My luck goes down to 7. And it is now down to 6 stamina.
Nicely done, Ben.
Okay,
Nicely done.
we'll give it a
Yeah.
shot. I mean, it's a tall order, this one, but we might do it. Okay, my next attack is exactly what you'd expect. That's a total of 7 I've rolled.
Yes. Mine is a 9 plus 5 for 14,
Okay.
which is a number.
It has rolled a 10 for a total of 20.
Yes. Yeah.
And it has gone for me with a 4.
Oh, no.
So that knocks me down to 11. But remember, it's on 6, so we can absorb a hit or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next round.
I have rolled an 8 for a total of 13.
It is a terrifying beast. I rolled an 8 for a total of 13. It is a terrifying beast, but it also helps that we didn't roll the best stats, shall we say, initially.
Not the very best.
And those have since suffered.
This is a 9 for a total of 19.
Yes, yeah.
And it went for me again. That's
Not that
another
we're making
4.
excuses. No.
Okay.
It's got it in for you, Ben.
I'm not gonna burn any luck to save me just yet. I've still got 9 stamina.
Yeah,
Okay, next attack.
that seems reasonable.
Okay, I rolled an 8 for a total of 13.
Mine is 10 for a total of 5. I'm afraid I'm useless this round, Ben.
It's rolled a 6 for a total of 16, which is more than either of us. Despite my 8, it's so much stronger than us.
I get the feeling we should have followed the Marshhopper.
Possibly, yeah. It seemed like an obvious trick, though. This one's off you, I'm afraid.
It totally did. Okay. We'll go down to 16.
Ooh, I have rolled a 12 for a total of 17.
That is very good because I've rolled a 6 for a total of 11.
Okay. And it has rolled a 5 for a total of 15. Okay. So we need to find out which of us it went for. It went for you, so I'm afraid that's 2 stamina off you.
That is okay, but we do land a hit still.
We do land a hit. I'm going to burn another luck.
Oh, I see.
Let's see. Oh, damn it, that's an 8. My luck is currently 7. So, didn't land the extra hit. Still, it does take another 2. It's down to 4 stamina.
Yeah, that's good news.
Okay.
We're within 1. 1 good round.
Yep.
1 round better than that.
I've rolled an 11. That's a total of 16.
Mine is a 6 for a total of 11.
Okay, and it's rolled a 5 for a total of 15. So again, it matters which of us it goes for. It went for you, I'm afraid. That's a 3.
That is okay.
So that means I've landed a hit on it. It's down to 2 stamina. So the question now is, there's no point, is there, in me burning another luck or trying to? When we next land a hit, we land a hit. That's all it is.
One more hit.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Okay, sadly I've rolled a 6 for a total of 11.
Mine is an 8 for a total of 13. Seems a long shot.
That's, yeah, I'm afraid it's rolled an 11 for a total of 21.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And it's gone for you, I'm afraid. That's a 5.
Not a problem.
You still alive?
I am still in double digits, just about.
Okay, that's all right
10
then.
points.
Right. What's that? I've rolled a 10, total of 15.
Oh, that is good news. Mine is a 10 as well for a total of 15.
It's rolled a 5 for a total of 15.
Oh, well, at least we survived a round.
We survived the round, yeah. Oh, I've rolled a 5 for a total of 10.
Mine is an 8 for a 13, please, Ben.
And it's rolled an 8 for 18.
Ugh.
It's gone for me this time. That's a 4. So I'm down to 7. Still in the fight, though.
Yeah, reasonably so.
I've rolled a 7 for a total of 12.
Oh, mine is an 11 for a 16, please.
Oh, good. It's rolled a 6 for a total of 16.
Oh,
And thankfully it went for you, so no harm done.
we're all good.
No, I've rolled a 5, total of 10.
Mine is a 7 for 12 total.
And it's rolled a 7 for 17. And it went for me again. That's a 5 down. 5, 5, 5. Okay, I might have to start risking my luck to stay alive in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I've rolled a 7 for a total of 12.
11 again for a 16, please.
Okay, and it has rolled a 6 for a total of 16. Unfortunately, a 6 again, so it's gone for me. That would take me down to 3. I'm going to try my luck to see if I can reduce that to a 1-point hit. Nope, that's a 10. So
when you want a 10.
so my luck goes down to 5 and my stamina goes down to 3. Okay, next round.
It's getting close.
Yeah, and now I want a high number. I roll a 4, of course.
Yeah, so mine is a 5 for a 10 total.
Yeah, and it's rolled a 5 for a 15 total. And it's gone for me again. I've got to try and protect. Actually, I say that I've got to try it. Even though my luck is 5, there's always a chance.
Yeah, does it reduce it to 1 or does it nullify?
It reduces it to 1, yeah.
Okay. So
unfortunately, I've rolled an 11, which means my stamina is now 1 and my luck is 3. This is very, very tight. Okay. I mean, I have rolled an 8 for a total of 13.
Mine's a 9 for a 14.
Okay. Okay. It's rolled a 3. That's a total of 13, which means it is dead. However,
but
thankfully, it rolled a 13, which is also what I got. Which means even if it goes for me, I still survive by 1 stamina point.
I don't. It doesn't get any closer than that, does it?
It really doesn't.
That is it. That is
okay. So
close as it gets.
I need to do a little bit of housekeeping now because I need to take 3 of my remaining 4 provisions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 of my remaining 5.
So I'm back up to 13 stamina, which is my maximum, but I have 1 provision left.
Yeah.
I am, however, also going to take my potion of fortune.
Yes.
Which not only restores my luck, it actually restores my luck to 11, 1 more than I started with.
Which is almost unfailable.
So, basically, I've burnt all of the resources available, but I'm alive.
Yeah, you're arguably in a better place than you started off. Your luck is one
Arguably
better.
true, yes. So it then says, if you win, turn to 122.
That sounds like a nice number.
You wipe the thick blood off your sword and trudge off west again, wondering what other creatures might be lurking in the black waters of the marshland. Yeah, I am wondering that a little bit. Turn to 37.
After that, yeah. Sparrow, that is a small snapshot of what I think almost every combat encounter we've come across has been like this game. We have rolled not well. They have rolled well. And it's been quite a drawn out affair. I don't think that's an unfair assessment.
We've had to fight hard this time. I mean, I almost never end up trying to burn luck in order to affect combat rolls, but this one I just had to.
Yeah.
Okay, it says, although you are expecting some terrible beast to rise out of the water, wow, this is a good sentence.
Are we?
Everything remains calm. Gradually the ground becomes firmer underfoot, and soon you're out of the water and walking through thick mud. Oh yes, this is much better. Keeping a watchful eye on the terrain and sky, you're unaware of the disgusting soft bodies clinging to your legs. It's only when you notice some discomfort you look down to see the giant leeches wrapped around your calves. Okay. Roll 1 die and add 1 to the number, and this is the number of giant leeches clinging to you.
Is that each?
Yes. It then says, lose 1 stamina point for each and a portion of your provisions, because you need salt to get them off your leg.
That's not good.
So, I rolled a 4, plus 1 is 5, so that cost me 5 stamina. I am now on 8.
I rolled a 6, plus 1 is a 7.
Okay.
Which takes me to 11 stamina and not surprisingly removes the last of my provisions.
It has burnt the last of my provisions as well. I had 1 left. So...
I might take this opportunity to drink my potion of skill. I know it's only 1 point of skill that I'll go up, but feels as though it's now or never, if you know what I mean.
I think it is wise, yes. So we are still alive, so we can turn to 280, but that hurt.
Yeah.
Because we've been burning through provisions. Have we ever run out of provisions in a game before? I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. No, I don't think we have.
I mean, quite often we're dead before we take our first provision.
Through the old insta-kill. Quite often, but yeah.
After checking yourself carefully to make sure you're finally rid of the parasites from the marsh, you continue west, across the muddy plain. Ahead you see 2 hills and you decide to walk towards the gorge dividing them. Turn to 362.
Oh, can we not go slightly north? I think I'm running out of mapping room. I'm going to say we do go slightly north. We've had no turnings so far.
Yeah, push us due north. Why not?
Can be liberal with our mapping. We're going to head to the gorge.
Good plan. 362. 362. Okay. The ground rises and you're at last away from the difficult terrain. The jungle and marsh are behind you. Grass and flowers make the island appear lush and beautiful, but you know you cannot afford to relax. It's not long before you reach the gorge and see that it runs between several hills in a westerly direction. If you wish to walk down the gorge, turn to 40. If you'd rather climb the hill to the right, turn to 194.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, the gorge seems more likely to be the place that people would routinely walk, isn't it? You wouldn't go over the hill unless you wanted to. And perhaps the hill will give us a vantage point to see where we're going.
I mean, I would say that the higher ground is generally most often a better spot to be.
All right. So well, let's do that
Maybe.
then. Let's head up the hill and see what happens. I mean, we don't really know, the
What's
right
up there?
choice, but
Yeah.
yeah. If you'd rather climb the hill to your right, turn to 194. We will do that. 194, climb the hill.
Oh, it's very kind of you to go out on my whim, Ben. Thanks.
You walk along the side of the hill following the route of the gorge.
Oh, that's totally true, Sparrow. Good call.
Looking over to the hill on the far side of the gorge, you suddenly see a landslide start, sending rocks and boulders crashing into the gorge. Although you're not enjoying the tiring climb, you are relieved that you are not in the gorge. Add a luck point.
Ooh. Is that...
I actually can't add a luck point. I'm topped up.
Yeah, me too.
Do we still wish to walk along the side of the hill above the gorge, or risk walking down the gorge? I think I'm suspicious that landslide wasn't accidental.
I was about to say it feels like a push your luck type of inquiry by the book. Do you want to go further, or are you be happy with what you've
this
gained
is my
from this
concern, 'cause
decision
it
so
might
far?
mean... Do you want to do the same thing as you've been doing? And, are you sure? Or it might mean... No, to be fair, it says the hill on the far side of the gorge, you see a landslide start. So
okay.
So if there are bad guys up here who are pushing the rocks down, they're on the other side.
Other side. And as such, the gorge is probably not the best place to be. Presumably they've...
I know it might be giving us an "are you sure?" but I'm tempted to say press on.
Yeah. I would agree, I think.
Okay. Then let's keep walking along the side of the hill above the gorge and turn to 83. Let's hope this is the right choice.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it is. The side of the hill is quite steep and you lose your footing on some scree.
Oh.
You tumble over and slide down the hill. We need to test our luck. So, do you fancy testing yours? I think I tested mine last time.
I think you did. 2d6 under...
2d6 under or
just
equal.
Under or equal. That feels good. No, it doesn't. Sorry, Ben. That's an 11.
Oh dear. Okay, we are
Which
unlucky.
is way more than my luck.
That's okay. I don't know what unlucky means yet. We are unlucky. Turn to 281.
This
okay.
better not be it. After all, we survived.
We are unlucky and we turn to 281.
Our luck is not changing, Sparrow.
81, 281.
And I'll go down to 7 luck at this point.
Okay.
Just in case.
Gathering momentum, you cannot stop yourself from rolling over and over into the gorge below. You land heavily with a sickening thump. Lose 2 stamina points.
Okay, that's all right.
That
It's
could
not
be
an
worse.
instant death. Yeah.
I still have a healthy 6. You stand up, dust yourself off, and decide to walk down the gorge. Yep, me and my 6 stamina points heading straight down this gorge. I do not have any provisions or anything left.
No, we are completely out of provisions and potions.
Yep, we are basically doomed. I think we're probably dead men walking, aren't we? Because at some point we're going to meet like the Lizard King, and it's going to say his stats are, skill 11, stamina
Mm.
28, and we're going to look at that and just laugh.
Well, unless of course we're almost there and we've nearly completed it, and
Maybe,
the octopus creature took care of the Lizard King for us.
possibly,
You
yeah.
never know.
So we turn to 119.
But it does feel early.
Okay. In the fine sand on the ground, you notice traces of old footprints leading out of the gorge. They end abruptly in front of you, and there are signs of a struggle. Two pairs of footprints lead back down the gorge with two straight lines behind them, as though their owners have dragged a body behind them. As you follow the trail of the footprints, you catch sight of a shiny object in the sand. You prod it with your foot and see an oval snuff box made of brass. Picking it up, you see that it has a hinged lid. We can open the snuff box or throw it back into the dust.
It might be my partialness to a small bit of snuff, but I'm going to suggest that it's a door that we should open.
Oh, I think it's definitely a door. Yeah, lids are doors. I mean, normally I would just, without hesitation, say we've got to find out what's inside it. The only thing is that I'm a little bit nervous that this is a trap. Because maybe
and I think that's valid.
It does have a hinge. It's clearly a door. I mean, I think it's out of our hands. We have to open it, don't we? And if it says there's a little puff of gas and it costs you 6 stamina points and now you have to attack the encroaching brigands, then this is going to be over really quick.
Yeah, that is true.
But we've got to find out, haven't we?
I think so. It just strikes me as the type of thing that someone's dropped.
We will turn to 41. Inside the snuff box, you find a small gold nugget. Okay. And a piece of paper with a message scrawled in charcoal, which reads, "If you read this, it will mean that I have failed in my attempt to escape from the slave mines of the Lizard King. My raft is hidden beyond the gorge where the plain meets the river. If you are here to help us, please follow the river upstream until you see the mud huts. The slave mines are nearby, but beware the lizard man guards." You fold the piece of paper and put it in your pocket together with the gold nugget and continue to follow the footprints. Okay, so we have a gold nugget.
Yeah.
And a piece of paper. And rather than write the whole thing out, I will say it's 41 is the paragraph in which it's described.
Cool.
Okay.
That's a good plan. So
we have a piece of paper, which is, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Certainly better than a trap. Not sure it's as good as stuff, but here we are.
Well, apparently there's a raft, so it was quite neat of him to fold up a raft and put it in a snuff box.
It was indeed one of those collapsible rafts that we've been hearing so much about.
Yes.
All the rage nowadays.
Yes, it's definitely. I mean, this is definitely moving in the right direction now. It's only the fact that stamina is so low, but we will try. Follow the footprints. 325. 325. It's the only choice it gives us at this point. The ground underfoot becomes rockier, and the footprint trail you've been following disappears. In the distance, you hear a faint rumbling. Could it be the yawning of an awakening volcano? You hurry down the gorge, but are stopped in your tracks by the sight of a huge reptile blocking your path. You stare incredulously at the armoured beast, which appears some 6 metres in length. It is, a giant lizard.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it is a giant lizard. And, oh, something's gone weird on Roll20.
Oh, I've still got the same. I do see what you mean on the
Okay, I'll tell you
on the
what.
stream though.
Let me try to reconnect.
It seems somewhat akin to what happened to mine, except mine went entirely black,
Yeah.
and I left and rejoined.
Okay. The issue
Which
I
is a
have
shame,
is that
'cause
if I leave and rejoin, we will drop
everything,
everything.
yeah, everything goes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, let's be honest. If the giant lizard is akin to the giant crab and the giant octopus that we faced, things may go poorly.
Things may go poorly. I'll tell you what, let's fight it, and if we win, then we can say we've probably done enough for the day, and we can call it a night and resume.
That's fair.
And if we lose, then we lose anyway. Okay?
Yeah. And all people are missing out on is my childlike drawings.
Your drawings are excellent.
Paint. My 1998 paint type drawings. It's the only thing I can.
So the creature has skill 8, stamina 9. So it's not unbeatable.
Okay. Yeah.
But we shall see. My first attack. Okay, did not go well. I rolled a 5.
Mine is a 7 plus 8 is a 15.
Okay.
So about there.
And it has rolled an 8 plus 8 is 16.
Yes.
And a 4, so it's gone for me. My
Ben.
Stamina is down to 4 unless I make the luck. It's got to be worth trying the luck, hasn't it?
I think so. What have we got to lose at this point?
That was closer than was comfortable. I rolled a 10.
Ooh.
So I did, in fact, reduce the damage. So I'm down to 5 stamina and 10 luck.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next away, I have rolled a 5 for a total of 12.
Mine is a 7 for 15.
Okie dokie. And this is an 8 for a total of 16.
Oh.
It's not actually rolling all that amazingly, but it's enough.
Still, yeah. Enough to keep chipping away at
And that's a 2. It's gone for me again.
Oh, no.
I'm going to roll my luck.
Yeah.
I rolled a 7 this time.
That's
so,
good.
Again, I only take 1 damage, but that's cost me some luck. Okay. All right, this time I rolled an 8 for a total of 15.
Mine is a mighty 3 for an 11, please, Ben.
Okay, and it's rolled a 9 for a total of 17.
There's been quite a few of those tonight.
Yeah, and it's gone for you this time, I'm afraid.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a leaf out of your book and I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
I'm currently on 9, so I'd need to hit another 2 to make it worthwhile. But at this point, I feel it's got to happen. That's a 7, so my luck will go down to 7. That is under my luck.
Okay.
And I will go down 1 to an 8.
Okay.
Stamina.
All right, that's more like it. I've rolled an 11
very
for a
nice.
total of 18.
We want some more of those. Mine is a 9 for a 17.
And this has rolled a 4.
Ooh.
So it's actually dropped all the way from 9 to what's that, 5.
Yep.
I'm going to burn a luck.
To take that extra one. I like
Yep.
it.
And I've done it. That's a 5. So
Nice.
it's actually down to 4 stamina, but that's cost
Yeah,
me 8. I'm now down to 8 on luck.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next attack. Okay, that's I mean not good, but I've seen worse. That's a total of 9.
Mine's an 8 for a 16.
Okay. So mine is also a 16. And it has rolled a 5 for a total of 13,
Mm,
which means that we both land a hit and it is done.
holy moly. I was not expecting that.
Wow. So at the end of that fight, I have stamina 4, luck 8.
I have luck 7, stamina 8.
Okay.
So we're still there. We're both still there.
All right. It says if you win, turn to 196. You step around the huge body of the giant lizard and press on down the gorge. At last, the gorge widens out to become a grassy plain, and the hills are soon behind you. Not far away, some 10 metres to your left, you see a pond where many birds are drinking. We can drink at the pond as well, or continue west. Now, it did say we might have to worry about thirst, didn't it?
It did. It did indeed.
And apparently the birds can drink this stuff.
Yeah, which implies that we
So
should be
maybe
okay.
it'll restore a couple of stamina points. Maybe.
I get the feeling you're right, Sparrow. I think we might somehow manage to make it through this one and
Yeah.
at least confront the Lizard King. It's exciting. Should we do it?
Let's have a drink. I mean,
Let's drink.
it could be
It's in
awful
our nature,
news,
I
but we'll
think.
try it. 128. Okay. The water in the pool looks cool and refreshing, although you are a little perturbed at the layer of green algae which floats on the surface. As you bend down to drink, a jet of liquid shoots out of the pond towards you from a wide green mouth which suddenly appears in the water. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is the same or less than your skill, turn to 248. If it's greater than your skill, turn to 351.
Oh.
Okay. I think it's my turn to do one of these generic tests.
Group chests, I believe so.
It's a skill check rather than a luck check, which it actually doesn't make that much difference. My skill is 7, my luck is 8. Okay, so I need to roll 7 or less.
I mean, I didn't take into account the fact that watering holes are massive draws for predators. Also.
That's true. I didn't think about that either.
Next time.
For some reason, I assumed that the predators would have eaten the birds, but of course, maybe not. So, what have I rolled? I'm too nervous to look.
Oh, make it good.
That's a 4.
Oh,
okay, so less than or equal is we turn to 248.
Although I don't know if that's actually a good thing. Potentially, they could want more.
Okay. You duck below the jet of liquid and jump back to draw your sword. You stand ready to dodge the next jet of sticky acid being spat at you by the huge spit toad in the pool. Suddenly it leaps out of the water in an attempt to kill you with its spiked teeth. We have to fight it. It has skill 5, stamina 6.
Okay.
Okay? Alright.
That seems much
skill
more
5,
reasonable
stamina. This
than,
seems like our kind of speed, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So I have rolled an 8, so that's a total of 15.
He says as he rolls a 3 for 11.
Okay.
Much more our speed.
It has rolled a 10 for a total of 15. So it's tied me, it's beaten you, so it matters which one it goes for.
Yeah.
It went for you, I'm afraid.
That is okay.
So that's going to cost you 2 of your precious stamina.
Yeah, that'll take me down to 6. The next one will be my luck tests.
Listen to you showing off with your mighty 6 stamina.
My mighty 6 stamina, yeah.
So much more than I have.
Still feels dangerous.
Okay, I'm attacking again.
Yeah.
All right, that one's okay. I've got an 11 there. Total of 18.
Nice. Mine is 10 for an 18. Due to my skill potion.
And it has rolled a 10 for a total of 15. Which means it's taken 2 sets of hits. It is down to 2 stamina.
I like it.
Okay, one more like that and we've done him.
Yeah.
I have rolled a 7 for a total of 14.
Mine is a 5 for a total of 13.
And he's rolled an 8 for a total of 13. So he is done and he can't hit anyone. So he is beaten. We have beat the Spit Toad. We turn to 21.
Things are looking up, Ben. I like it.
Yeah, we just need all of our enemies to be pathetically weak, like the Spit Toad.
Yeah.
You sheath your sword and walk over to the edge of the pool. If you still wish to drink the water, then turn to 92. You'd rather head off west, turn to 222. What do you think?
I mean, we've vanquished the mighty toad now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they? Do they hunt in packs? So that Toad's famous for? I'm not sure.
I still want to drink. I think the basic logic behind drinking the water is still true.
Yeah. We were informed that water would be scarce.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It was covered in algae, that's true. Which is, after all, just greenery. It's just vegetable.
Protein.
Yep.
Yeah. Kelp waiting to be turned into food.
Yeah.
Not strictly speaking, but akin to.
I mean, it's natural algae rather than, stuff effluent from power plants or whatever. Yeah.
You're cool, Ben. I'm happy either way, I think.
Let's have another go. We'll have some water. If it says it costs you D6 stamina, then we're doomed. But
then we're in trouble.
I mean, honestly, I'm not seeing us beat the Lizard King at the end of this with our stats anyway. So,
yeah, there is that.
So we will turn to 92 and see what happens. Okay. The water is refreshing to drink. Add a stamina point. That's good. While drinking, you notice a wooden casket lying on the bottom of the pool. We can wade in and reach the casket or head off west. I think caskets clearly have lids, hinges, and therefore doors, right?
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Okay, let's try the casket. 259.
Farrell agrees. It must be the right choice.
Okay. Knowing that spit toads never share their watery domain with others, you wade confidently into the pool and pick up the casket. Back on dry land, you prise the lid off with your sword and tip the contents out onto the grass. The contents are a glass phial containing a coloured liquid, a velvet pouch, a pair of red leather boots, and a gold ring. So it actually doesn't give us the option to do nothing and walk away. So we have to drink the liquid, open the pouch, try on the boots, or put on the ring.
Oh. Hey, Crit, by the way. I hope all is well. You join us at the time of a very difficult decision, for which we are ill-informed. We have no knowledge to go on, do we?
Yeah.
We're in pretty dire
Yes, I mean,
circumstances.
Crit knows these games well enough to realise that when we say my current skill is 7, stamina is 5, and luck is 8, it is a bad situation to be in with an actual Lizard King yet to face.
Yes. However, we do have the choice of, please fill in the ones that I've missed, Ben. A velvet pouch,
Yep.
a liquid,
Yep.
mysterious liquid, and a golden ring, and something else.
There are boots we can try on.
Some boots to try on.
So, yeah, drink the liquid, open the pouch, try on the boots, or wear the ring.
Which is a pretty tough choice, I feel.
I mean, I'm tempted to say they're all a risk. So the question is, what do we need the most?
Yeah. I would say the highest risk is probably the liquid. I'm not saying it's impossible for a pouch, a ring, or boots to do damage to you, but I would say at worst they'll probably reduce our something by something that's not our stamina.
So do we try the boots and see what they do and then make a decision about the others?
I mean, I'm not saying this is any solid logic to go on, but I feel as though the boots or the ring is probably the least risky. I have nothing to go on.
Well, let's try on the boots and see what they do.
Yeah,
because they may just be boots. I mean, yeah. Okay, let's give it a shot. We will turn to 94 and see what happens. This is obviously going to be brilliant.
94 sounds familiar.
Okay. The boots fit your feet perfectly.
No, it's not.
You run around in a circle, but nothing good or untoward happens, so you decide to leave them on. If you haven't done so already, we can drink the liquid, open the pouch, or put the ring on our finger, or now it gives us the option to walk away.
I see. Well, I think Crit is right. I think we should not die. That feels like a good decision to make.
So do we just head west and say it's not worth the risk?
I mean, I don't know. We're in such a position that I don't feel as though we're in a strong enough position to make it to the end and defeat the Lizard King. So It almost feels as though we need to take... I'm not... It's, again, just my gut feeling.
So what you're saying is this is a cup game, not a league game. So we can't just play on for as long as possible hoping for a draw. We need to actually have something that'll win the day.
Yeah. Or it's so bad that actually all we need to do is gain information, and perhaps going on would be the better option for our next adventure into the island of the Lizard King.
Well, then maybe open the pouch in case that gives us a... Maybe if we open the pouch, it will give us some information or something really useful. Because I mean, obviously the liquid could be brilliant or it could be instantly fatal.
Yeah. And something here is going to be bad, isn't it? That's just a given at this point, I feel.
I think the odds...
We've died enough times that...
Yeah.
that I think we can assume that. But then maybe they know that. Maybe that's why they've written it like this.
And maybe... I mean, yes, that's true. And maybe the thing we really need the most, that liquid could be a potion of stamina.
Yeah, which would be, at this point, would be pretty good.
It would.
I mean, I'd like some provisions, but a potion of stamina would be very useful. What I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's time to roll the dice, so to speak. We've got to go in all or nothing. Let's try the liquid. If it turns out to be really good, we've perhaps still got a shot at this. And I know it's a high risk, but it's potentially high risk, high reward.
Yeah, which it feels like the appropriate time for. We've come quite far. We've struggled quite a lot, but all it takes is a little bit of fortune, and we're right on track again.
Okay, let's drink the liquid and see what happens.
Let's do it.
Okay, 311. I'm not optimistic, but I'm hopeful.
Yeah. I agree.
You have swallowed a potion of clumsiness. At the beginning of any future combat, there is a possibility you might drop your sword as you unsheath it. Before you start the first attack round, roll 1 die. If you roll a 1, you drop your sword and automatically lose the first attack round. Now, as bad things go, that's actually not that bad.
No, it's not instant death.
You only lose 1 attack round, and only if you roll a 1.
Yeah.
So, can live with that. Okay, so pouch or ring? Because we may have found the bad thing.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Ring?
Ring, okay.
Pouch.
297. I think realistically we're going to have to take some risks here, aren't we?
Yeah.
297. 297. Okay, this just feels unfair now.
No.
The instant you put the ring on your finger, you feel very dizzy. You try to pull the ring off, but it will not move. The ring is cursed with a confusion spell. Lose 2 skill points.
Oh no, that's brutal. Our skill was not good to begin with.
It wasn't.
It must be said.
So our remaining choices are to open the pouch or just walk away.
What do you reckon? Is it 50-50 in the 4 things, or is it too bad to, or is it 3 bad?
We've had 2
good?
bad and 1 nothing. We haven't had a good one yet.
Well, yeah, that's true.
There's got to be at least one good one.
This must be the good option.
This must be the good one. Let's open the pouch. We've got to get our reward. We've given up everything to get it.
Curse you.
The pouch is 26. Okay. We open the pouch, 26. Okay. You open the pouch and look inside but can't see anything. It's totally black inside. You decide to drop a stone into the bag to see what happens. The stone disappears from view and the pouch doesn't become any heavier. You've found a pouch of unlimited contents. Add a luck point.
Ooh,
oh, that's useful.
Which I can make use of.
The pouch will enable you to carry large and heavy objects simply by placing them inside. These objects are actually transported to another dimension and will weigh nothing inside the pouch, but can be retrieved at any time. If you haven't done so already, you can do the other 3 things, but we have. So we now continue west, turn to 222.
I like it. It feels as though it can come in handy at some point.
Okay. To your left, you see movement. A small creature is running across the plain. As it approaches, you see that it's a small pig. The thought of roast suckling pig makes your mouth water. If you have a spear, turn to 342, and if you don't, turn to 167. I'm afraid we do not have a spear. So 167 is the only choice.
It does lead me questioning as to where we can get this spear from, though, because it's the second time that it could have come in handy.
You run after the pig, waving your sword in the air, but it's too agile. It scurries off across the plain and soon out of view. You slow down to walking pace and continue west, still thinking about the succulent roast dinner that you might have had. Turn to 170. In the distance you see rising ground, and beyond it, in the northwest, the ever-daunting shape of the sleeping volcano. It's not long before you reach the bushy bank of a river running slowly southeast. On the far side, the ground is quite steep and tree-covered. If you've read the message in the snuff box, turn to 288. Yes, we have.
We have
so
indeed.
We can turn to 288. You start to search among the bushes for the hidden raft, and before long, you find it. You drag it into the river and climb aboard. The river is not deep, and you are able to push the raft upriver against the light current quite easily with the long pole you have, it says. I assume it came with one, because we weren't carrying a long pole. Turn to 387. Haven't really had any choices recently. It just bounces us from one paragraph to the next.
Yeah.
You haven't gone far before you realise you're not safe even aboard your raft. You see a pair of eyes protruding from the water ahead of you, and suddenly a huge jaw lined with sharp teeth gapes open. With great force, the crocodile slams into your raft, almost knocking you off it. The crocodile thrashes around in the water, its jaws opening and snapping shut in its desperation to bite you. If you have an iron bar, turn to 9. If you do not have an iron bar, turn to 204. We do not have an iron bar. This is starting to feel like the bit of the book where you have to have had all of the things, and it's now finding out if you did you do this, did you do that,
Yeah.
Okay, standing precariously on the rocking raft, you draw your sword to attack the vicious crocodile. Okay, so we each have to first of all roll a d6.
Of course.
I have rolled a 3.
Mine is a 6.
Fantastic. So, the crocodile has skill 6, stamina 7. Now, there were times in my life when I'd have looked at those stats and gone, skill 6, stamina 7, that's nothing. But speaking as somebody who has skill 5, stamina 5, it feels,
Yeah, it is equal to me at this point, and that feels a bad place to be.
So I have begun by rolling a mighty 3 in my attack for a total of 8.
Mine is a 4 for a total of 10. Please, Ben.
The crocodile has rolled a 10 for a total of 16.
Yeah.
And that's a 1. It's gone for you, I'm afraid.
Not a problem. That takes me down to 5.
That's the same as me. I mean, you say it's not a problem. It feels uncomfortable.
It does feel like a problem, yeah. Let's go again, shall we?
Okay, I rolled a 9 for a total of 14.
Mine is a 7 for a total of 13, please.
And it has rolled a 10 for a total of 16.
Yeah.
And a 3. So it's you again, I'm afraid.
I'm going to test my luck, if I may.
Yep.
We're under an 8. That is not under an 8. That is a mighty 11, just when I need it. So my luck goes down to 7. My stamina goes down to 3.
Okay.
And we're
I have rolled an 8 for a total of 13.
that's a 2 for a total of 8. Please, Ben. There's been a lot of. I feel as though I've rolled a lot of 2s tonight.
This is a 10.
Another 10.
For a total of 16.
Wonderful.
Right. And it's gone for you again. That's a 1 this time.
Oh, I'm going to test my luck again.
Okay.
I've got no other choice at this point, I feel. For under a 7. Which is not. That is a 10. So my stamina goes down to 1, and my luck goes down to 6.
God. Okay.
616. Skill, stamina, luck.
All right. I have rolled a 7 for a total of 12.
I've got 9 this time for 15.
Okay.
It feels slightly more.
Our
Okay-ish.
opponent has rolled a 12 for a total of 18.
Oh, wow.
However, a 6 means he's hit me this time.
Oh,
Yes, I'm going to have to try my luck to... I don't know. No, I've got 5. I'll let him have this one for free. I don't have that much luck to burn either, you see.
yeah.
Right.
Although
Okay.
I'm now thinking that I should have started using mine earlier, to be fair. Because now it makes no difference.
Yeah. I have rolled a 7 for a total of 12.
Mine's a 5 for an 11.
Okay, and Crocky has rolled 3 for a total of 9. So he has taken 4 points. That takes him down to 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a luck.
Good call. Good call. One more round like that, although less than one more round like that now, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a 6, which is below my luck of 9. So my luck now becomes
Nice.
8. And he is therefore down to 2. So one of us needs to land a hit on him, basically.
Yeah. I like it.
However, I have rolled a 4, which is not an optimistic start.
The good news, I've also rolled a 4 then, for a total of 10.
I have a total of 9. A crocodile has rolled a 9 for a total of 15. He's gone for me this time with a 2. I'm going to have to try and use my luck.
Yeah.
I have rolled an 11, which means I have not successfully tested my luck. My luck goes down to 7 and my stamina to 1. Okay. Right.
That's both of us now.
We need a result here.
Next hit wins, essentially.
Okay. Now, I have rolled an 11. So that's a total of 16.
I'm sorry, Ben. I rolled a 3 for a total of 9.
It's rolled a 7 for a total of 13.
But there's still hope.
So it's definitely dead.
Yeah. Which is good news.
Yes, but
Am I?
that's a 2. It went for me. So my stats are now skill 5, stamina 1, luck 7.
Nice. I would say they're on par with mine, which is skill 6, stamina 1, luck 6.
Okay. So we win and turn to 31. We are both sitting here on 1 stamina.
Woo. Which is more than enough to take down the Lizard King. in my opinion.
One is all you need, technically.
I have nothing to go on. We didn't make it that far last time.
You pick up your pole and push your raft away from the floating carcass of the crocodile. Unless you possess a pouch of unlimited contents, which we do, into which you put them, your spear and your axe, if you have either of those, will have rolled off the raft. We do have the pouch, but we don't have the spear or the axe.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the spear in particular is a thing we need to have, don't we?
The spear has come up 3 times.
Yeah.
I feel as though it's a key item.
Yeah, feels right. So we push on upriver and turn to 390. On the right bank of the river, you see a man dressed in tattered clothing. He's waving his arms around frantically and calling out to you. He looks as if he could be an escaped prisoner. So we can steer the raft over towards him or keep pushing upriver. I'm tempted to say if he's an escaped prisoner, he could literally tell us where to go, couldn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it could be a trap, but yeah.
Almost anything could be a trap.
That's true. We can't live under that assumption.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go and see the man. Yep, we'll go and see the man. So we turn to 87. If this is a trap, we're doomed, aren't we? Because we've got 1 stamina each.
It's not looking good.
As soon as you're close enough, the man leaps onto your raft. His eyes look wild and he's sweating profusely. He is delirious with fever and it is impossible to communicate with him. Suddenly he pulls a dagger from his clothing and tries to stab you. You do not have time to draw your sword and are forced to fight him with your bare hands. So, during each attack round, you must reduce your attack strength by 3 because you are fighting empty-handed. That makes my effective skill 2.
Does that negate the rolling 1 and dropping your sword thing?
I think it does, yes.
Because we don't have time to draw our swords anyway.
So effectively,
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a
in
bad
this
thing.
combat, my effective stats are skill 2, stamina 1, luck 7.
Wow. Yeah, I'm 316. So
Yep. It says here, as soon as you win your second attack round, turn to 130. There is no hope we are going to win 2 attack rounds. He only has skill 5, stamina 7, but to somebody with skill 2, stamina 1, that looks like a pretty tall order.
Yeah.
Still, we're going to see what happens.
Dice.
Okay, I have rolled a 10.
Mine is an 8 for a total of 11.
Okay, I have a total of 12. He's rolled a 9, which is a total of 15. And he's gone for me. That is me zeroed, I'm afraid. I am out. You can, however, still, in theory, keep fighting. You ready?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what comes. Oh. What's the best possible roll you could think of at this moment then?
The best, 12 would be good.
So not 2.
You know the bad thing about 2
is it makes 5, which is
the lowest he can possibly roll.
What's that?
Would add up to 8. 2 plus 6 is the lowest he can possibly do. And if you've
I
only
feel
got
as
one
though
stamina, you can't even rescue yourself in terms of
luck.
luck.
No.
So I'm afraid we were both offed by a delirious former prisoner madman on a raft with a
Yeah.
knife.
Giant crab, check. Giant octopus, check. Giant lizard, check. Toads, check.
Mm-hmm.
Alligator, check. Did that.
Yep.
Delirious person who pulled a dagger on our raft.
Yep.
When we swam over to say hi. Too much. Just one step too far.
Yeah.
We made it through a lot of things that I didn't think we were going to make it through. The first fight,
Yeah.
after like a second decision, was a struggle, to be honest.
We got really close with. Sparrow says, "Until you prove otherwise, this guy was the Lizard King."
Oh, definitely. Nobody told us they weren't. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I actually think, given the stats we rolled at the beginning, which were not that impressive, I don't think we did all that badly.
No, we made it a lot further than I thought we were going to be fair, after the first couple of encounters.
And I mean, there were some pretty big enemies in this one, but we actually held on for quite a while. I mean, by the end, we were effectively on the raft on our way to the volcano. And I'm sure there were a few other things to overcome, but it felt like we were going into Act 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not that disappointed.
Double-digit like stats as well from monsters.
And honestly, I think this is still one of my favourite of the books.
It was good. There were times when it felt like, and I think you mentioned that we hadn't made a decision in a while, but actually I didn't really notice that from a gameplay point of view.
Yeah.
I was happy to go along with it because it was, it was fun storytelling.
It was just that bit where it was like checking what you'd done in the past. So it kept saying, have you got one of these? In which case, turn here. Have you got one of those? In which case, turn there.
Yeah.
Which meant it kind of strung 5 or 6 paragraphs together to get you to an ending.
Yeah, definitely.
And that meant that we didn't really have a choice for a little while. But other than that, I mean, to be fair, some of those things were our own fault because we were confronted with, like, a casket, which clearly we have to open. We should not, as it turned out, really have opened that casket. The only thing we got out of it that was any good was that pouch. Everything else was bad.
Yeah, I mean, the boots might have come into play later on, perhaps.
It is possible, isn't it?
It's a push.
Yeah, it could have been,
grasping at straws, I feel.
Maybe the Lizard King is terrified of red boots.
He hates fashion. What can I say?
I don't know. I've seen his picture on the cover, and anybody who has a pet Black Panther or whatever that is has to like a little bit of fashion, I think.
Yeah, they've got to be in vogue somewhat. I agree.
Anyway, thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, pleasure, Ben. Thank you, as always. But this was a really good one. I enjoy it. I feel like we should return at some point. I'm sure we said that last time, but
we should have another go at this one because, well, honestly, last time we messed it up so comprehensively and so quickly that I feel this time was the first time we really gave it a proper go.
And we didn't get an insta death, which is
no,
always nice. It's nice to go out in a painfully drawn out, prolonged way rather than just one bad decision.
I mean, it wasn't that prolonged because one stamina, but other than that, it was definitely
yeah. For sure.
And if we just got a little bit luckier with some rolls or not burnt through provisions quite so rapidly for whatever reason, then that guy on the raft would have been absolute cannon fodder for us.
Yeah, or just rolled a couple of 1 or 2 points higher on the initial skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest, it wasn't far off. It didn't feel. But always fun. Always fun.
Yeah, it was a fun one. So thank you very much, Ewan. I enjoyed it greatly. Thank you to everybody who popped in and joined in chat,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
just lurked for a bit, and anyone who catches
MTs
it
for
on VOD. Hope
Crit.
you have fun with it. Sorry about the sudden tech failure with the screen. I don't know what happened there with Roll20, but something happened. So it's time for us to bid you a good night. Good night.
No.